Okay, we're back here with Dom, the Honey Badger MAZZOTTA, and we wanted to take a second here to talk to him about his recent trip over to Ireland, which, in and of itself is just awesome that Chris Dempsey got the shot to fight in the UFC. Well deserved, good representation of Pittsburgh MMA for sure. And talk to us a little bit about the trip, what it was like. I guess initially just getting over there. Have you been overseas before? Or?
Actually, I was in Ireland before.
Okay.
10 years ago, I was in Ireland around the same time.
I remember for kickboxing.
Yeah,
right?
I fought in World Championship kickboxing over there, and it was kind of cool that our first guy fought in the UFC, fought over there, because that's kind of where I really started to take fighting serious. And I got to see a lot of the people that I seen whenever I was there before in the Taekwondo, kickboxing world, and I got to train with a lot of good guys over there, and it was just cool, man. It was a cool experience, just being in the hotel with all the fighters. Every time you walk down the hallway, you see Forrest Griffin, or you see Diego Brandao, and I got to spend a lot of time with Diego. He's a real cool guy, man, real down to earth guy, humble. We brainstormed things. I got to roll with his jiu-jitsu coach, which was a nightmare. But he's a cool guy. He invited us down to train down in Texas, San Antonio. So next time we get back to Texas, we're definitely gonna hit his gym up. It was awesome. It was funny because I'd be there and I'd be walking down the hall and I'd be like, I'd see somebody, I'd be like, hey, I'd be like, come, can I get a picture?
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, Dempsey, take his picture. Dempsey would take the picture, and afterwards he'd be like, you're so gay. He's like, we're here in business. I'm a fighter. He's like, I can't be doing this.
He was your cameraman for the week.
I'm sorry. I'm excited. So it was cool. It was kind of, I was kind of like more of a fan, but we were there on business, and we didn't get the win, but I was proud of him, and he represented for the MAFEC good. And it was just cool seeing him walk down, down to the cage, and see my coaches walking down to the cage, and we got his foot in the door, and hopefully it'll open doors for everybody in Pittsburgh MMA.
Sure, yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, the cool part for me, I think when it all hit home was seeing the weigh-ins. Whenever seeing him walk out and people posting the video the day before, I mean, that was just awesome. And then the day of the fight, that was the day that Gladiators of the Cage was in Ohio at the Hard Rock. So we got there early, and we watched it on the huge big screen TVs at the Hard Rock. So there was probably, I don't know, maybe 50 people there, sitting there watching, cheering, going nuts, and it was a pretty cool experience overall, just to be able to, watch it with the Gladiators guys, where obviously Chris came up through. So that was pretty cool. But besides obviously meeting Dana White, who was the coolest guy, or one of the fighters I guess you're a fan of that you got to meet there?
I'm a big fan of Diego was probably my all-time favorite Ultimate Fighter winner.
Oh really? Okay.
Fighter, when he was on the show, I was like, man, this dude looks legit. Not a lot of guys finish like that. He was just overwhelming for the guys that were on the show, and then he pretty much knocked everybody out, and then won by armbar at the end against Dennis Bermudez. I seen Forrest. That was cool. I seen Chuck in the airport.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, Chuck, what's up? He's like, Chuck, that was cool. He's probably the biggest celebrity that was there.
And I had to ask you about this. I heard one morning you were there, they couldn't find you. Next thing you know, they walk in and they see you sitting at a table eating breakfast with Dana White. Is that true? No?
No, that's not true.
Not true? Okay.
Sean Shelby was there. We got to hang out with Sean Shelby a lot. Sean Shelby, I don't know if you know, he's a matchmaker for the lower weights, and we got to hang out with him. He really liked, I don't know why, but he liked us. Yeah. And actually Brian kind of broke the ice with that one, and he did a good management job, and we got to show him some of our fights, and I think he was impressed. So hopefully that's a little connection that we have. It's a good connection.
Definitely. And Brian going over there, he was there to kind of manage the away from the action stuff, I guess timing and different things like that. What was his job like? What all did he have to do?
his job was, basically to make sure that Dempsey was on time for everything, make sure everything was there. Actually, he didn't get there for, that was my job at first. First couple of days, that was my job, making sure Dempsey was everywhere he needed to be. But when they got there, those guys took care of everything, and I was able to train. And also trying to meet guys and making those connections, that was the biggest thing. Talking to people, being a personality for me, being places that I couldn't be whenever I was out training or doing whatever it was I was doing.
Okay. And obviously with Dempsey, I guess word is now he got a 3-fight deal.
Well, 4-fight. That was the first fight, so you got 3 more fights.
3 more after that, okay. And I talked to Isaac the other day, reference to that, and everyone's excited for him. So that's awesome that he got a chance and got, like you said, kind of opened the door for some other Pittsburgh people there. Did you get a sense that they knew about Pittsburgh, or Pittsburgh's on the map at all? Because obviously there's 3 or 4 legit guys here that have a shot at probably getting there within the next year or so.
Not really. I mean, we kind of feel that way with Dempsey, and me coming up, Mark. There's a little bit of late, but it's not like people were talking about it. Like maybe with like the interviews and stuff, but they were all mostly coming through Pittsburgh. So, but hopefully, they will. Hopefully, they come back again. I think if they come back to Pittsburgh, that will really open the door. So I think they'll put some guys on the undercards and sell seats and stuff. So I think that would be a big thing. And hopefully they plan on doing that soon.
Okay. All right, cool. And then other than the fight, did you get to sightsee at all, or did you stay after it all? Or
no, Chris did. Chris and Eddie did.
Right.
They didn't stay together, but Chris, his girlfriend Eddie, stayed for a couple more days. But no, we went out in the city of Dublin. Dublin's a cool city, but it's not really scenic. Where press day was at a cool place. It was an old hospital, and they turned it into like a museum. Oh, yeah. And there was a lot of heritage area. And I'm part Irish, so it was kind of cool for me.
Yeah.
To see that stuff, and it was like it was an old military hospital. But that was probably the coolest thing we've seen. There was some scenery there, but Dublin's more like a party city, so
more touristy, right?
More touristy, yeah. But there's, it's just cool being in the street. The streets are small.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the streets drinking at night. I wasn't able to drink, but the guys were drinking after the fight, and we were having a good time.
Right. Okay. Well, good. Again, we wanted to thank Don for sitting down with us today. Again, a reminder: next weekend the fight is coming up. It's Stage AE against Chris Dunn. If you want tickets, go to his Facebook page.
Go to my Facebook page.
And Brian Marzola. Come here, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Brian's here.
How's it going?
It's going, sir. How are you?
Good. Talk to Brian if you want tickets for the fight.
Yeah, man. Come see me. 724-826-1114. Hit me up on Facebook.
Right, and the other thing too, obviously with your sponsors and everything, everyone always mentions their sponsors, but no one asks how you become a sponsor. What's the easiest way to become a sponsor for the Honey Badger?
Same thing. Just contact me, and we'll get the paperwork to you, and we'll work with anybody. So appreciate it.
Okay, cool.
Can I just plug in a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just want to thank my sponsors. First and foremost, always the Rehab Center, Chiropractic, Wireless Zone. It's in New Kensington, Trenton Bridge Road. It's where I get all my phones. The Gold Buyers of Pittsburgh, Burl Mining Products, Heritage Hospice, Barron Filtration, Rossa Auto Body. It's where I take all my cars to get fixed. Shank Sanitation, they pick up all my garbage for me. River City Medical, Stuff for Cash, Toast, Joe's Place, Bertolino's Auto Sale, and Lanco Electric. Also the sports consultants and Club Fitness. Thanks.
All right, that's pretty funny. He needs to read them because he has so many, so that's a good sign. Well, thanks again, man.
That's Brian.
All right, man. Good seeing you, and we look forward to the fight.